Hello guys, welcome to the channel, Talking with Jay Spring. I'm your host Jay, giving you a video on the channel today. Hello guys, and welcome to a very special review for the Journey to X-Men Dark Phoenix YouTube series. This is going to be the review for Deadpool. I'm going to go through this, give it the good, the bad points, and my opinions in general. Without further ado guys, let's jump straight into this review. Deadpool. This was directed by Tom Miller, the director of the new Terminator, the Dark Fate movie, as well as the new Sonic the Hedgehog movie. This is an action fantasy sci-fi movie around 1 hour and 49 minutes long, and it was released on the 10th of February 2016. A wisecracking mercenary gets experimented on and becomes immortal but ugly. He sets out to track down the man who ruined his looks. Let's jump straight into the good points. Now, the good points about this movie, I didn't know much about the character Deadpool before watching this movie. Now, this is the second time I've watched this movie since its release in cinemas. And after seeing this movie again, I want to know more about the character. I want to read more about the character. I want to investigate the character further on because I fell in love with this portrayal of Deadpool. A unique, fun and entertaining movie compared to all superhero movies, let alone the X-Men franchise. I think it's a standout movie to all these superhero movies of what it tried to do. It's so unique. The storyline as a whole is very basic, easy to understand, follow, as well as it's very well maintained and balanced throughout. It's not trying to override with loads of stories. It's pretty much one straight story all the way through with a couple of plot points. Another thing they deserve a lot of credit for is the love story between Wade and Vanessa. They was very convincing with the love story. We see them fall in love, how they fall in love, the consequences of that love, and we get to feel the whole ride of them as a couple, and it's very convincing and very well portrayed in the time they had. The humour throughout the movie was amazingly done and very well spaced out for a movie that had a majority of comedy because of this character. Especially for this character, they really managed to balance it out and space it out correctly so it's not all just humour and it don't take away the momentum from the drama sequences. I love the fact that the characters like to make jokes of the MCU movies or the X-Men movies or even Ryan Reynolds' old movies. So if you think of, they actually tried to do the Deadpool character in X-Men Origins. Ryan Reynolds likes to take jokes out of that in this movie as well, and I think that I like that sort of references of other movies type of thing. It makes it more humorous. Now technically this movie was great. You had some awesome music all the way through, which was very entertaining for me. I really enjoyed most of the music. The script and the dialogue throughout was very good, as well as we had them awesome action sequences, very bloody as well. We had some really gruesome moments for people. That's why this is an R-rated movie, as well as the humour. And we had some great direction from a fresh director. This was his first directing role. I think he done a great job with that. I think it had great lighting and cinematography all the way through as well. I had no problems with that, as well as the great editing. Now this is what I want to take time to explain, because me as an editor, I really like to look at people's work, and I think they done a great job with the slow motion, with the CGI. Everything came together in this movie technically and created a masterpiece of a movie. Colossus was in this movie. I thought he was great, and I loved the chemistry he had with Deadpool on the screen. They were very funny together, always competing. Obviously Colossus being the good guy, Deadpool wanting to be the bad guy, and I really enjoyed their chemistry on the screen together. I want to see more X-Men in the Deadpool movies now, because we've seen Colossus, and also maybe Deadpool in the X-Men movies. That would be a great option for them. Now, just as always, we have the great performances from the actors and actresses. Now, I'm going to go through some of these. Obviously, Ryan Reynolds as Wade and Deadpool. Now, this guy was born to play the role of Deadpool. This is his personality right out there on a plate for you. Obviously added with a script, but he was just born to play this role, and he done it so well. He's obviously the focal point for this movie, why everybody loves this. And nobody can imagine this guy not being Deadpool. And obviously, maybe now you'd imagine him as Detective Pikachu, but also mainly because of the Deadpool character, and that's probably the reason why he got the Pikachu role. And I think Ryan Reynolds as a whole just goes to show how good of an actor he is, and he's finally got a movie where he can say, do you know what? I've done something good in my acting career. Obviously, he's got all his old rom-coms and stuff like that he's been good in, and comedies and stuff, but this is a blockbuster of a movie in a big company. We had Ed Skrein as Ajax. He was the villain of the movie. He was British. It was nice to see a British guy in this movie. And he done very well. He was a very good bad guy throughout. He really tested Wade to his limits. You felt like you wanted him to die. You knew the threat that he had towards Wade and Deadpool, and you knew he was just a complete badass. I have TJ Miller as Weasel. I really enjoyed his character. Him and Wade on the screen was just so great together. Really flowing back and forth with the comedic side. He had his little bit of emotions towards Wade because he cared for him as a person, but the majority of his work was just so funny as a comedy part. Morena Baccarin as Vanessa, obviously the partner of Wade and Deadpool in this movie, obviously falls in love with him and things go south from there, and pretty much I just enjoyed her character as a whole. I think she was a great character for this movie, not just because of the romance side of things. I think without that she still had that courage, that sort of want to stand up to people, and I really enjoyed that. She wasn't sort of that wimpy, oh, get off me, don't break my nails, none of that sort of stuff. She was actually getting in there fierce and cruel and stuff like that. I really liked that. I really liked that side of her, as well as the romantic side. Have Brianna Hildebrand as Negasonic Teenage Warhead, a big name for a superhero coming from the X-Men franchise. Obviously we haven't seen her on screen. This is the first time we've actually seen her on the screen. I really enjoyed her. She was completely down to earth as a character. She was just a normal teenage explosion. Basically a normal teenager with stress, pretty much. And she obviously has the mutant powers, which are very cool, shown in this movie. And I think she was good for a side character. I don't think she was overshown like Colossus or nothing like that. I think she was shown to a certain amount and helped throughout the movie. And I felt she was a great character, a great addition to the movie. Now on to the bad points. Actually, guys, there isn't actually any bad points about this movie. Let's jump straight into the critics' reviews. Now, we've got Rotten Tomatoes coming through with an 84%, IMDb giving it an 8 out of 10, and Metacritic giving it a 65. My rating for this movie is a 9 out of 10. That makes this movie totally awesome. This movie done everything it needed to do when it's introducing a character like Deadpool onto the screen. Right from the get-go, you got exactly what you bought that ticket for or bought the DVD for when it came out. This movie is fantastic in every way. If you're a comedy fan, this is for you. If you're a romantic person, this is for you. If you're after a superhero movie that's great with great action scenes and everything, this is for you. This has everything to offer. Now, I gave this a 9 out of 10 just because I don't like to overrate movies into them 10s, really. But I do believe there is movies out there that are 10 ratings. I didn't just want to overrate this movie. I do think a solid 9 out of 10, maybe even to some people, is overrated. But I do love this movie and I think it's perfect. And if you haven't seen it, you're absolutely crazy. You need to watch it. So guys, a 9 out of 10 from me for Deadpool. Don't forget to leave your ratings and opinions down below in that comment section. Smash that thumbs up if you enjoyed this review. Subscribe and hit that bell for much more if you're new here. To continue the journey with me, guys, tomorrow we have the X-Men Apocalypse movie review coming up on the channel. You ain't gonna want to miss that one, guys, as well as the stuff we've already got on the channel. If you've missed the journey so far, do not forget, link in the description for the playlist and annotation at the end of the video for you guys. Without further ado, guys, I've been me, you've been you, and I'll see you next time on Talking with Jay Springer.